So we're live. It's saying no viewers. That can't be right.
No.
Yeah.
It's been strange today, I must admit. I've had nothing but issues trying to do my channel updates.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. It's been 2 weeks since the last. Yeah, the last show. Apologies for those. I'll give you a brief recap of why. Basically, ongoing toothache and frozen shoulder, just bad health. So I gave them days. We couldn't do anything. So welcome back. Glad to be back finally. Feeling a lot better now. Now my teeth are all repaired. They're more sort of metal now than enamel. Yeah, I could jinx it, I suppose. And we've got a guest tonight. We've probably got another guest that will be dropping in at some point. Is that right? Possibly.
Yeah, because obviously there's a bit of a clash today. You know, it's like two ladies walking into a ballroom with the same shoes, isn't it? Chris has got one on at the same time. We're flitting between shows to keep everyone sweet. So Terry's over with Gross at the moment, and then he's going to be popping in shortly.
So I mean, you're all familiar with Fester, aka Colin, from Smoo's Dungeon, Smoo's Workshop, Fester and the Few, to name but a few of the titles that they creatively come up with. They have. I'll let Colin give you the details of their show, which airs at various times. They've got various things going on. They've got some brilliant stuff going on. And I'll hand over to Colin so he can tell you a little bit about their channel.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we've both got our own YouTube channels. Mine's Fester 67's Workshop, and Terry's is Smoo's Workshop. We collaborated and set up the Smoo's Dungeon about a year ago, which is a little Facebook group where like-minded people can just post their stuff, no rivet counting and politics going on. We do the live streams every Saturday night. Alternate weeks is like a goof around with the crew, just chit-chatting like we are now. And then the alternate week is more at the bench stuff with other members of the group doing our builds. And then during the week, we have the insomnias because me and Terry are both chronic insomniacs, and we just stream all through the night, sometimes 16, 18 hours. So, yeah, talking dribble.
That's great for those in the US as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've met some interesting people in the last month that we've been doing it, from the States, Australia, the Philippines, you know, South Africa, and it's lovely, Mark, you know.
Yeah, it's great. You meet all these different personalities, and you can really. And the one thing is, everybody, wherever you go in the world, modeling's the same.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same. So you can relate to everything everyone says, wherever they are in the world, whatever language they speak. Modeling is universal, really, and it's a universal language.
And again, throughout the world, it's surprising how many people with real life medical problems are modeling. And that's a global thing, you know. So it just goes to show you that it's not just a UK thing where a lot of us are dealing with life issues and that in the hobby. But yeah, it's a great community. I love it.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, it's also a lot of the medical issues I've found are the same as well in the modeling world. It's always, there's a lot of people that model that have mental health issues.
Yeah.
They find it great for therapy, keeping calm. There's a vast array of things that modeling helps. It's incredible, really. I don't know why doctors don't prescribe it, because it's a brilliant answer to a lot of problems that are out there.
Yeah, I mean, my people that I deal with medically say, you know, you're a lot, you know, more laid back and your blood pressure's down. And what is it you're doing? And I tell them, and they're like, well, considering you are housebound, it is your interaction with the outside world, and it just stops you getting cabin fever. Keep doing it; it's working.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big point. Cabin fever is because I don't know. Most kids and even young adults nowadays, they won't remember really a time where there was no sort of internet. So when you were stuck at home ill or anything, you were really even if you were working, it would drive you nuts. So if you imagine uh, times in that by sort of 350 odd days in a year or whatever, the internet has become a therapeutic tool in a way that helps a lot of people. And I don't think a lot of people realize that the internet can be used that way.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, they know that the internet's used for all sorts of things, but people at home, I don't think they realise how much people at home that have mental health issues rely on it.
yeah,
And it's an amazing thing. I find my interaction with you know, I've been in a couple of times now with Terry and Colin on their live show, and I find that the day that happens, I'm much more calm and relaxed throughout the rest of the day.
yeah.
And it lifts my spirits up. It gives me confidence, and that's something that some days, you know, if you've had a few days solitary, it doesn't work out like that.
Camaraderie, Mark. That's
Yeah.
what I find. I mean, I have days where obviously I can't get down my stairs to the bench where I've got all of this set up, and that's when the isolation kicks in, because you then suddenly realise how alone you actually are.
Well, yeah, and I mean they use isolation as punishment in
you know, my wife says,
prisons and places like that.
go in your man cave, have a chat with your mates, and that's the difference. You know, I mean, I've never physically met you, Terry, and most of the people I interact with.
Yeah.
It's like you're the best of friends, and it's unbelievable how this little webcam becomes your eye to the world.
Yeah. And the thing is,
watching to do it.
I've heard the phrase, but they're not real friends. I disagree.
With that, yeah.
I think they do become people. You do become real friends.
Yeah.
People start exchanging gifts on birthdays. They start writing to each other, laughing and joking with each other, and there becomes a bond there that
we've done it this year with our birthday pool. You know,
yeah,
contributing each month to an account, and then every person that has a birthday gets nearly 200 quid's worth of kits or consumables that you wouldn't normally be able to afford to get in one hit. You know, and it's little things like that, Mark. You know, Terry
makes the world a difference. It really does. So
anxiety, you know, and I did a 26-hour hangout with him because he was teetering, and you know, just couldn't face being on his own. And I just sat there with him and talked to him off air and just reminiscing about all sorts of things to keep him mentally active. And that stopped him going over the edge, you know. And he said without that, he would have really struggled for them few days, you know.
Yeah, it's not very pleasant, the old black dog.
Yeah, you know, and he's the same with me when my demons get me, you know. He's like, mate, you know, switch your phone.
They get us all. They get us all.
You know?
So, anyway, we'll just move on from that now. So we just have a look at what we've been. I'm not going to do what we've.
Can't do what you've been doing because you have been doing it.
Well, I have actually. That's where you're wrong. Yeah. So I was going to say I'm not going to do what have we bought because I've run out of money.
Ah, right. Don't ask me because I have no income, mate. So yeah.
Right. So we're going to scratch that one from the itinerary. That's gone. Instead, we're going to have what we've been building or what we've been working on. I'll start because I haven't really done very much, but
About 2 minutes.
we'll start from this little tiny radial engine that I put together, and this. Oh, I keep forgetting the webcam. So we've got this little tiny radial engine that I put together. And it's off the Polycarpov. Let me just click on the link for me so you can see. And this is for the Russian build that my channel's got going, which is the Sprue Surgery Waiting Room. And it's anything Russian. Now, the initial date was to finish December 31st, 2018. That was going to be the end date. And it's anything Russian, but I'm going to extend it because there hasn't been a great deal of people taking part. I haven't really pushed it as well as I could have done. And I think that I can get some more people interested in building. So, yeah, so it's really anything Russian. And the prize is, this is the prize. It's all wrapped up. It's never been opened. There's a little scratch sticker on the outside that you can scratch. Check on their website and it will confirm whether they're genuine or not. And what is in that box, you might ask? But a pair of these. They are absolutely fantastic, much sought after, and they are display. I don't know how you say it, but display single edge sprue cutters, and they're beautiful to work with. They really are as the pretty much, I would say, the best you can get. I'm told they're as good as God hand cutters. I haven't tried God hand cutters, so I can't confirm or deny this, but they do cut through sprue really, really nicely. They don't crimp it. A lot of the time it doesn't ping off. They've got a stop to stop you from being able to blunt them and snap them together and blunt the blade. They come in a lovely presentation box with an adjustable screw and a lovely leather pouch, and they are really, really nice. So at the time I bought those, they retailed about $47.99. I don't know what they are now, but I believe they're still quite difficult to get hold of. You've got to buy them from Japan or places like that. You can't get them in the UK, as far as I'm aware. You may be able to get them in Europe. But anyway, that's the top prize. There may be some more, depending on, you know, whether I can generate any or not. But for the moment, that is the top prize. And again, anything Russian. And we'll probably extend, to begin with, we'll extend to January the 31st, 2019. Because I don't really want to do a competition when there's only 5 people in for a prize like that.
Just verify Model Maker Days Workshop. How do you enter, as I've got Russian truck in the stash? Apologies, but my words just not right tonight.
Okay, so to enter, it's quite simple. You need to come and join Sprue Surgery Waiting Room, which I think is facebook.com/Sprue Surgery WR. I think that's the right address. Join there, and then you need to take a picture of you with, I don't know, the date and your kit unopened, or at least not built. and start an album. Put that picture in that album, and then all further pictures you take, you can take as many or as little as you want. The prize is not awarded on how well you do your build diary. It is solely based on how your finished build looks. Yeah, that's and that's all you need to do. If you have any problems or you get stuck or you're not sure on how to do the album, don't panic. Just drop me a message, and I will arrange to spend some time and go through it with you, or I'll set it up for you and help you as much as I can. So, you know, if you hit a brick wall and you're struggling, don't panic. Just let me know, and I'll arrange to do what I can to help you.
On that note, Rob is having problems.
Oh, right.
His mobile is from 1980, and my digicam won't transfer the pics I've taken. Can't figure out why.
Right. Digicam. There's a word I haven't heard for a long time.
I didn't even know mobiles existed in 1980.
Yeah, 1980s. I thought you were gonna. You may as well have had a cup and a bit of string. So you've got. Are they the only ways you've got of taking it? Has he got a laptop? Have you got a laptop, Rob? We got a bit of a delay. Yeah. So if you've got a laptop, Rob, you could use your webcam to take the picture.
It's got an old Nokia.
Old Nokia. Have you got any sort of digital camera?
Yeah. I'm guessing he's got a laptop.
So if you can just take that picture, or, I mean, you're going to need to take a picture for us to judge it by. So your other option is to see whether you've got a friend that can take a snap of it for you and just send you the file, send you the picture. But if you've got a digital camera, you should be able to take the picture, and I'm assuming it will have a memory card of some sort, and then transfer it over to your laptop. Yeah, that would be what I would.
The way he could do it, Mark, is to have his webcam open on full screen, hold it up in front of it, and do a print screen off the computer. And it'll take a screenshot of the image from the webcam, and he can message it that way. Yeah, so there are a few options there, but if you're still having problems, let me know and we'll see what we can do. So that was the engine. Now then, the Polycarpov itself, those that were following the build will realise I've had a few problems with. Now the kit, bear with me, the kit itself is fantastic. I'm not going to blame the kit in any way, shape or form. The kit has been superb. This is where I'm at the moment with it. It's just gone with a bare metal finish now. And this afternoon I worked on the bottom. I got the blue colour, the sort of bluey greeny colour back, and I started to add some sort of shade in there to try and make it less sort of sparkly clean, which I've yet to do on the top. Now all these problems arose from the fact that I wanted to build it with look, even as I speak, it's falling apart. It's every time I touch it, it falls apart on me. Right, there we go. All arose from the fact I wanted to do a wooden finish on it. So I done a wooden finish. I painted it, and
I done it, the wooden finish on the bottom, and then I realised I'd got a colour wrong on the bottom. Now this was after I'd clear coated it. It had been sat for about 2 days, and I realised that the bottom was the wrong colour. So I masked everything up, repainted the bottom, and took the masking tape off. The masking tape tore all of the top coat off, and the oil effect that I'd done underneath that gave it the wood effect, and much of the paint underneath there, and primer. I mean, I really don't know what happened. The tape was a low tack tape, but there you go. So everything sort of went south from there, and in the end I decided to rub it back. I took a lot of the paint off with Mr. Leveling Thinner, and I decided to go with a bare metal finish. So that's where we're at the moment with that. That has not been top coated or anything at the moment. It doesn't look too bad. The engine's got to go in the front. It's not my best, I'll admit, I'll be honest. It's not my best. I'm not thrilled with it, but I don't want to leave it not finished. To me, I need to finish it so that I can put it to bed, so to speak. I'm hoping that once I've got all the extras on, all the little bits here and there, that it will look a lot better. The engine, it goes in. The engine goes in. It looks quite smart. You know, it's sort of looking like that.
And it's one of them as well, Mark, isn't it? Where you know you've had a lot of challenges with that build.
Yeah, it was an experience.
Well, I've still made a silk purse out of the sales here at the end of the day. So
yeah, and sorry. And that's the whole reason why I've kept going with it, was so that when I finish it, I can say that was an absolute nightmare. I've taken pictures of all the worst possible times when it was really rough. Yeah. And I can then show people, I can say, look, you know, it don't look great, but look at these pictures here, and see how bad it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, they can then it'll be something to look at then and go, yeah, you know, I did that, I managed that. I'll probably get another one at some point and do it the way I wanted to, but without the silly little cock-ups. Now, the other thing I've been doing, and this is a bit of a weird one, is this. Now, many of you know I've had a lot of toothache over the past few months, and this little baby was the cause of it. Now that's primer on there, please. Don't think my teeth are all black like that. That's primer. But this was the tooth that caused me a lot of my trouble. So I brought it home from the dentist, as you do, and I'm sat playing with it. You know, looking at it. I was showing somebody it at the time. And I think Thermonuclear Bob suggested I put it on a little diorama. That was his suggestion. I'm not taking the blame for this on my own. I'm not going down on my own. So that was the catalyst. From there, I have now decided that I want to try and turn this into a little spaceship. So to give you an idea, at the moment we've got this sort of tooth that's and it sort of comes down like that, and it goes like that, and then we've got the other one along here and like that. So it's a crap drawing, I know. So the plan is to just basically smooth all these off so they're a little bit more symmetrical than what they are. Fill this in with some I guess it'll be plastic putty. Fill all that in there. Now I'm going to drill little holes in the bottom of these roots and put like a little brass rod or something in to extend them to make sort of telescopic legs. And then there's going to be, I'm going to try and get some plasticard, some thin plasticard. And then what will happen is I'm going to make some sort of cone shape at the base of the roots to give it a sort of rocket engine type look, if that makes sense. You know, like you see on the bottom of them rockets when they're going up to space, like that. I forget what they call them nozzles. Yeah. So they'll be like your blast off points and you fire coming out of there. And that one, unless it's playing up. And then at the top, on one side of the tooth, it's where it was bad. There is a hole in the side where it's sort of where it's rotten, right? Basically, so that will be filled in. But I'm going to put like a TIE fighter round door on there. I'm going to try and make a TIE fighter like a round pressure door. There'll be a little antenna aerial coming from the top, maybe a couple of little guns coming out of ports, or maybe one big gun yet. I haven't made up my mind. And on the front, I hope to try and make two little windows. And it'll all stand on this, which will have some mud and some grass on it, or maybe even like a lunar type. I might make a crater, turn it the other way, make a crater. And that is the plan for the tooth that gave me grief for 3 or 4 months. And that is what I've been working on. Stunned silence.
Yeah, you can see the tumbleweed forming, can't you, through the annals of the internet.
Yeah, I can just see everyone going, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like,
it's completely flipped.
The plot.
Yeah, I get the padded room ready.
Yeah, he's completely lost it. But you know, I told the dentist, and he's asked me to bring it in when I've done it.
Oh, happy days.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
Trend, mate.
Embarrassing.
And you're sitting there going, why me? What have I done?
Yeah, she just said that. She said it's embarrassing. Because I keep telling everyone about my tooth that I'm turning into a spaceship. I've got to admit, it must sound really bad. Yeah,
it's the cabin fever, Mark. That's
yeah.
right.
So with my tooth, now it's over to you, Colin.
Cool,
what part have you got?
What have I been up to? Well, obviously I've been doing that Greeblies build that's up on my YouTube, which was a box load of parts I got sent. So I decided to build a tiger tank, literally.
What, you scratch built it? Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a box of Greeblies that Lee Eagles sent me.
Oh, right.
And yeah, so that's basically what I've made out of that so far, which is a tank, a tiger tank with interior.
Wow.
And that all comes in. So, yeah. So
Wow.
that's just out of different bits and pieces out of models that he's built up over the years, and he just sent me a shoebox full of it and said, build something. So that's what I did. Did that motorbike on the hangout the other night.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I've done that one. And then I've also done this big bad boy, which is a 1/6 scale Honda CBR Fireblade.
Yeah, that's nice.
And as you can see, it's lit with headlights, brake lights and indicators.
Now that's a bike.
Yeah.
So you got all your different lighting and everything.
Angela's very impressed with your bike. I don't know if you can hear her.
Yeah, and yeah, so that's getting there. I've just designed all the decals on Photoshop, so I should be printing them out and putting my own custom decals on it as well to replicate the Repsol Honda motorcycle team. I've also been doing some figures in the background because people ask me what I do when I'm not building, and I figure paint. So
Yeah, I like figure painting as well. Batman.
So that's a Batman that I've got on the go, which is a fair old size, as you can see.
Yeah, it is. What size is that? That's over one. That's like 1/6 or something.
Yeah, it's 1/6 scale. It's Lenny McLean, who was an actor as Batman, and it's a bit of a mean and moody take on it because
Yeah.
So that's that. Done a Predator figure.
I really want to do one of these Predator figures.
That's all done with buffing powders and metal powders to get the mask and all of that effect.
Yeah, I've got an alien head that I've got to do, but it's big alien head.
Steampunk figure as well.
Oh yeah, I like them too.
Oh, I will get my angles right. Apologies. There you go.
That's a big one as well.
So yeah, I've been busy. You know what I'm like. I binge build, Mark, because having MS, you don't know when you're going to have a relapse and when you are not going to be able to build. So you have a lot going on in the background just in case.
So what do you prefer? Painting, building?
Painting, figure painting. That's how I relax. I just sit there with a bust or whatever, and I'll sit there with my hairy stick and I'll just sit there and figure paint. For me, that's gives you that artistic license of creativity, doesn't it? And
you know what, I'm exactly the same. I love painting by brush.
yeah,
I much prefer it to airbrushing. I know you can't get the results that you can with airbrushing, but I can sit down and hours are lost just going over faces and doing this.
Oh yeah, I mean, airbrushing used to be me job because I used to build custom motorcycles. So doing custom paintwork on fuel tanks and things like that, that was my job. So I used to get home and I would figure paint just to take my mind off of, you know, being around compressors and airbrushes all day, you know. So, but I'll build anything. I mean, at the moment, I've got a little tool ship that I'm building. You know, I've
got one of those, not quite so little, but not a really big one that I've been working on in the background, and that's the.
That's nice.
So I don't know whether. Let me just click over just quickly so that everyone can see. Most people have seen me do this. I did change the back for photo etch. I put a lot of put some more photo etch in rather than go with the standard.
Yeah,
that was there. But yeah, apologies for interrupting your.
No, not at all. You don't apologise, mate. It's your show. I'm the guest.
So, with that in mind, Terry's just dropped in. Terry?
Good evening. How are you doing? I was just sitting watching Colin with his bits and bobs.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to drop in and say hello.
No problem. I seem to be on the demand the night we're on the split.
Colin was saying that Chris has got something going as well.
Yeah. I think this will be far more interesting. We're on about models, are we?
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So,
How's everybody? Hi, everybody in the chat. Hi, Mrs. Sprue.
Fine. Vampy's in the chat. John's in the chat. Bob's in the chat. So, yeah.
Angela says hello to Terry. I don't know if you can hear her in the background.
Yeah, I hear her in the background. No bother, Mark. Right.
In the background.
That's a big old ship, that, Mark.
Yeah, it's one. What's it? 1/186.
scale, isn't it? Who makes that?
Airfix. And it's brilliant. Well, right, no, rewind. It was one of those, I don't know if you remember, not so long back, I went through a stage of a bit of a war on people that called kits shit.
Yeah, I've got an ongoing one-man Revell campaign.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And the Airfix HMS Victory was one of these kits that I kept being told was a very poor kit. And I went and bought all these bad kits. So I started putting them together with the intention.
In the long box, Mark.
Yeah, it's like a tall.
Yeah, the long Airfix white box. Yeah.
No, this one was the red one. It's the same kit, but
yeah, 3 box, isn't it?
I like the photo etch on the back of it, Mark. It really makes it pop. Yeah.
Now the thing is, they're a bit crafty because the photo etch for this you can only get from one place, and it's warships.com, something like that.
Right, yeah, I know the place.
And there's actually 3 lots of photo etch that go with this kit, and they've split it up. So you get the back section, which is $14.99.
Wow.
And for that you get the side, the back, and you get a lot of little bits and bobs along the side and on the deck.
Yeah.
Then the important one, the one that most people are going to need to make this look any good, is $39.99, and it's the rat lines. The rat lines on the kit are very poor. They're full of flash. In fact, everything is full of flash on this kit. You really need to, take some time with it. It's
much was that kit itself to buy? I mean, you're talking about all the detail up stuff. How much is that kit on its own?
The kit on its own is very, very cheap now. You could probably pick this up for under 20 quid.
So the money's in the detail up, yeah.
Yeah, and there's only one place that does it. And I think they know that the rat lines are what you need the most. So unfortunately, this kit is now built to a stage where I can't really afford to buy any more for it. So it's really going to stay.
What's the rat lines?
The rat lines, they're basically the lines that run up the...
Oh, for the rigging?
Yeah, sort of the rigging and the...
I've only built the tiny little one, and I've not rigged it yet, the wee, tiny wee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the box is not available to me. No, but the sails that come with it are all polystyrene, and they look.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of them. I know other people have managed to do something with them.
Are they vac formed?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are vac formed, and they just look absolutely awful. And you know, I've seen other kits built by it, and I've seen people make them look really good. But whenever a slight breeze blows, you can hear the polystyrene sails knocking.
Has Angela not got a sewing machine? Could you not make it out of muslin or something?
Well, that was our initial plan. We were going to get some material, and I was going to glue them onto
No, you are not gluing them.
You said it was a good idea at the time.
No, I did not. I said I would do them for you.
All right, okay.
If she puts a seam on them, you should be able to split the masts. And
I don't use a sewing machine, but I can sew.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that's the HMS Victory. I mean, I was quite pleased with the bottom because I didn't know that the bottom on it's copper.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's the interesting thing with modelling, isn't it? When you start learning stuff.
Oh yeah, this is the beauty now, Mark, what I find with the internet, because years ago when you built, you had to try to find a book on it or something. Whereas now you just go on Google, don't you? And you can go HMS Victory, blah, 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 and you can get all the images that you need. And it's brilliant for the model builder.
Used to be a trip to the library, and I speak to a wee chat to the librarian. Can you get me this book?
Yeah, I mean, as John would say, it's doing your research, you know?
I mean, I remember, I don't know if anyone else remembers when they lifted the Mary Rose. Does anyone remember that?
Yeah, I can remember that. That's when the
Saturday morning I got up to watch that. I don't know whether it was Tiz Wazzle Swap Shop had been took off, and they put the raising of the Mary Rose on them big yellow inflatable.
And the line broke, didn't it? And it nearly went back in, didn't it? Yeah.
And I remember watching that. It was brilliant, and they've got that all redone now.
John's mentioning in the chat there that you can make the sails out of linen and dope.
Yeah, that's something that I'd have to learn. I'm not. Well, dope is. You know what? I don't actually know what dope is apart from.
See, when you get the balsa wood aircraft.
Yeah.
And you know, like the old aircraft where there were fabric wings, the dope is the stuff that they put on top to make it firm.
Oh right, like watertight.
I'm just trying to think the best way to describe it, Colin. It's
what, dope? Yeah, it's a bit like size, isn't it? Is it PVA and water?
It kind of shrinks it, and yeah,
it shrinks it a bit or tightens it like a drum skin.
Oh right, I'm with you. So like a drum skin when you stretch that over.
How I would do the linen is I would actually go over the vacuum form with it, put your linen in so it takes that shape, make up your dope, let it all dry at that shape, and it'll give you the curvature of the sail, the billow.
Nice billow.
Yeah. Oh right, that's worth. Yeah. I've never used
my sails, I know they're a lot smaller, but they're plastic formed. So if I was going to make fabric sails, I would actually use that as the former.
Yeah.
Lay the material over it, put the dope on it, and let it all go off, and then just lift off the fabric, trim it to shape, and you've got your fabric sail, you know.
Yeah. The ones you've got on your kit, Colin, are quite like the ones on my wee one. They're plastic.
Oh yeah, I shall replicate it with paint, you know, material and that, you know, because it's small enough, you know.
Mark, I couldn't help noticing you've been very artistic this evening. Would that be your Molar spacecraft?
Yeah. I quite like that name, the Molar.
Yeah,
Molar One.
Molar One.
Lander, isn't it?
Yeah, Molar Lander instead of the Moon Lander.
Yeah.
Molar.
Yeah, I was just explaining how I was my insane mind.
The pilot could be Captain Jawbone.
Yeah.
I still don't know how that size of tooth came out of your head.
It landed at 230.
Yeah.
See what you did there, Colin. No.
The pilot was just filling in for somebody.
Oh, God. Houston, we've got a problem. I can't get to the root yet, but aye.
Yeah.
And so it begins.
Oh, Bobbington's in. Hiya. He's going, hiya, Smoo. Quite busy in here, actually.
Is it? I haven't actually looked at the chat.
You've got a good crowd in, yeah.
Let me go and have a quick look.
Last time I had a look, you were doing all right.
So we were just looking at things we've been building, Terry. I don't know whether you've got anything.
I pulled some stuff onto my bench because I anticipated that you might say that. To see if I can. Well, I've been doing. I didn't build a banana. I read.
Trying to get a tune out of his mouth organ for half hour and haven't been able to do it yet.
I did a little fun kit It's a wee Airfix starter kit, a wee VW Beetle. And I sprayed it in a really garish yellow and got some nail art decals, which are still a wee funny smiley faces on pansies. So I've done that recently.
Actually, I've got to say.
Colin's got me doing flesh towns, so I'm working on an Elf Archer bust at the moment. It's still underway, but I'm starting to get there with the detail painting and that, so I'm enjoying that. What else have I got? Oh, this is my favourite one. Waiting out. Seeing as the new female Doctor Who is just out in the first episode, crashing her TARDIS into where's the thing? Crashing her TARDIS into buildings. I don't know if you've seen that on Facebook. I've done a police box, and it all lights up and everything. So that's what I've got my Time Machine T-shirt on for. So
Yeah,
that's all scratch built out of balsa wood. There's about 200 bits of balsa wood and some electricity in it. I've done that, but I'm currently working on. Colin's done one as well. We've got a Hiroshima kit, a Z9 Kawasaki. But Colin and I are both Cathay racing them up, so I've done a lot of metalizing and that on the frame and stuff, and chopped a bit off the back. And I'm just waiting on all my. They're in primer at the moment. I'm waiting on all my tins drying. It's going to go in a metallic green. I'm working on that. And I think the only other thing, I've started getting back onto my Peterbilt truck, which is a beast. It's 1/16 scale. And I've sprayed a lot of the other stuff, but I mean, just to give you an idea of size. Yeah, there's the engine and that in it. And the big chassis rail and everything. So I'm currently working on that. So yeah, I've been quite busy.
How big is that? What scale is that?
That's 1/16. So the chassis is about 460 millimeters long, half a meter, roughly.
Wow.
It's a big old bus. It's a bit of a beastie. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on at the moment. I mean, I recently done. Everybody's on the bandwagon at the moment doing the Warhammers, but I did a wee a Warhammer Razorback thing.
Oh, I like that.
So in the back, that's where all the troops are supposed to go, and there's like wee computers and all that. But the thing is, when they're all jammed in the back, they can't see what they're doing. So I've lit it up so that it lights up in the back.
Yeah.
So the guys can see what they're doing inside it.
Well, you put a lot of thought into your models. I don't put that much thought into them.
I mean, the first one I lit up, it's all Colin's fault. See if I can drag this out.
Full responsibility for the scurrilous accusation.
Yeah, so this is a wee Revell 112 scale X-Wing fighter. Yeah, but the cockpit lights up and all the boosters at the back.
Oh, I've got a bigger one of those.
Yeah.
But you've obviously done those yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, that's
Mine
scale.
kit.
So it's it was a bit. I actually had to shave down 3mm bulbs to get them to fit. What other stuff have I got? I've not really got much. I do a lot of bikes and stuff. I mean, I quite like my dirt bikes. This is one I did about 2 years ago. I like my trialy bikes, and that's all brush painted.
Really?
Yeah, well, I didn't have an airbrush when I first started back.
Looks pretty good.
So yeah, I've got quite a few up on the shelf there, but I now I can't get it back in the stand, and it's going to fall over. You will go back in the stand. Yeah, and then there's a wee fun one that I did. I've not got a battery on it now. I can't remember. It was an egg build or something on the boom hut. I did the wee space shuttle with the wee guy in it.
Wow, I've never seen one of them before.
And it the cockpit lights up. I've not got a battery on it, and all the thrusters at the back light up like the other one as well. There's LEDs in there as well. So that's one of these. Trying to remember the make of the kit now. Hasegawa egg shuttle.
Hasegawa egg shuttle.
Oh, right. I've never seen one of them before.
Yeah, I did the Egg Force one, didn't I?
Oh, your one's funny. Yeah.
On the little papier-mâché globe, wasn't it?
Oh, you'll need to get that out.
Oh, yeah, that's up on a shelf that I can't reach.
You can't get to the now. Here's another Warhammery thing.
Of it and put it in the thing, but I can't reach the shelf at the moment without injuring myself.
That's another Warhammery thing. That's one of these dreadnought things.
Yeah.
I
tell you what, you use Citadel paints on them.
Yeah.
I tell you what, and this is true. This little guy that sat on my desk. This is all. Oh, there he goes. This is all painted in Citadel colours. Now, this guy has been thrown around the room. He's been dropped on the floor. He's been, I don't know, the dog's had hold of him once. He's been kicked along the floor. I've probably trodden on him once. And my point being, look at that paint and see none of it has come away.
See, I find it comes off quite easily.
So I don't know what I've done with that one, but I was really, I'm just so impressed with all this guy goes through, and he's got to be a bit peeved at me by now.
Yeah, the metallics are beautiful to paint with.
Yeah, I mean, this is the lead belcher gold, I think they call it.
Yeah. So a wee while ago, this is a famous two-part dial. It's made by Mini Art, and Colin had a good laugh at me with that one because it's actually 3 parts, but I use it for. I mean, I've not done a lot of armour. That was one of the first ones I did when I came back. So I've got a T62 and that. So I do have a range of different bits and bobs.
I've got a Mini Art kit. I've been told they're quite difficult to build.
The only problem with it is these are all vacuum formed. The walls and that. Colin will tell you. I had a few smoosums at it when I was making it.
It was yeah.
Oh yeah. Say no more.
Yeah, it was.
We'll just have a quick look at the chat because I haven't covered it yet. So we'll go just after. Basically, Angela said hello to Bob, which was right at the beginning. Thermonuclear Bobbington said, "Ma'am."
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
I'm not a ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Angela and Thermonuclear Bobbington got this thing going.
Pain in the ass.
Thermonuclear Bobbington, he keeps calling her ma'am. She doesn't like it, so she's now looking for names to call him, but he doesn't care. It's quite brilliant.
He loves me, really.
How's the Dalek going? Andrew's asked him. He says that it's fine. That one was finished, and he's just started the other one now. Model Maker Dave. I believe Model Maker Dave is from your channel, is he not, Terry?
Yeah. Davey UK, most folk will know him as.
All right, so Davey UK. Evening all. Hello, Davey. So Andrew said evening, and then said smart ass. There is always one.
And that was referring to you.
Oh right, that was aimed at me, was it? Right, okay. Festus said hiya to Davey.
Well done. Oh, cool.
Yeah, or Model Maker Davey, all white. Colin, how doing? All white. All white. That's who used to say that? All white. That was Michael Barrymore, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
All white. All white.
On your edge, no?
Yeah. Well, how long's he been? Why not Rob? How do you... Right, Modern Maker Dave. Now, this is referring to the how do you enter as I've got a Russian truck in the stash here. I covered this earlier, and this is referring to how to enter the Russian build that we've got running at the moment, which I gave, and there was just some information there.
So when does that end, Mark?
Well, it was initially going to end December the 31st.
Well, I've got a chance to enter then.
Well, I'm actually going to extend it because I don't want to, because of the prize, and it cost me quite a bit. I don't want to just give it away when there's only like 3 or 4 people entered.
Would that be Russian enough? An SU-25?
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah,
be
as long as it's Russian, it could be a farm tractor. As long as it's Russian.
Right, okay, cool.
I
ordered paints up for it today.
I'm halfway through my 35th MiG 17, but I can't post again. Okay, Dave. Why not, Rob? Yeah, we'll look into that. What was that about?
That's about the pictures.
Yeah.
I've got to speak to that and go with it next week.
Right, okay. Apparently we'll deal with that next week, Rob. How do you enter the mobile? Yeah, I see. Angela said we'll chat to Mr. Sprue and we'll let you know. Okay. Old Nokia. Right. Let's see.
Is there any rules like you've got to do like pictures and sprue shots and that? Because I've also got
no, I wanted it to be a bit more relaxed than normal. So the only rule is you've got to be able to show that it wasn't already built, so that people can't just come in with a Russian build that took many awards 15 years ago.
So if it's sitting in primer, is that all right? I've got a KV-122 heavy tank that I've got in primer. I've built it. I've got it in primer, but I've not painted it.
When did you build it?
Before Christmas last year.
All right. No, not really.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
If you'd have said I built it in the past few weeks or even a month ago, I might have been able to.
I went through a period where I just built a load of stuff and then left it on the shelf for months.
Yeah. Go for a new.
I've got that SU-25. I can maybe stick that in.
Scale Model Vamp says, evening, guys, and Mrs. Sprue. And then Scale Model Vamp says, Colin, exclamation mark.
I know.
And then there's some, Angela says, Bob's fault. And then Thermonuclear Bobbington says, yay. Yeah, and then Rob Big says, WTF. So,
oh, sorry, mate.
No, carry on.
Yeah, Vamp's out of the loop, so he's obviously missed your appearance on our live
Yeah.
He's been at a model show, so he's probably exclamation mark surprised that we're on your show as guests, Mark.
Yeah. Well, Colin's actually a moderator on here.
Absolutely. I've been a moderator on here for a long time, haven't I now?
Yeah.
I thought you were a rocker.
Right from the beginning, I think. Almost.
I think so, yes.
No, maybe not the beginning. Maybe not long. I don't know. Not long after.
Yeah.
But
it's been a while.
Yeah. So Colin's, oh dear, Bob, what have you gone and done?
Oh yes, Bob was getting the blame for your tooth, wasn't he?
Yeah, and so he should. I've got no plans at all to turn it into a spaceship.
Was that his idea?
Well, he's turned around and he said, "You want to stand that in a diorama?" And
see, that's totally different to turning it into a bloody spaceship.
Well, no, I mean a diorama. It's, you know, if I'm going to put it in a diorama, you're not going to stand just a tooth in a diorama, are you?
I tell you, you're not normal.
I think you'll be surprised when you see it done.
I'm not.
And I'll refer back to one time when I was doing photography. We were out for a walk with the family, and all of a sudden I stopped. And I started taking pictures of 2 puddles on the floor.
2 puddles?
Yeah, 2 puddles. And everyone came along and made a big show about how I'd gone nuts and it looked silly and all this. And when I developed those shots and I'd done what I do with them on Photoshop or whatever, and I showed everyone these pictures, they were amazed. So that's all I'm going to say in my defence.
Sounding plausible, Mark. I'm buying it, mate.
I've had a couple of artsy sort of photographer people take photographs of me on my bike, but from the wing mirror.
Yeah.
Sort of effect. It's cool.
Yeah, you can do loads with photography. And the thing is, half the time people just look at you like you're nuts. The best picture I ever took was, it had been snowing. This is a bit of a funny story, actually. It had been snowing, and we were over where I used to live at Weedon, and it's a big farming area. There's lots of sheep in the fields and things like that. Yeah, really. And there was this lone sheep stood on the crest of this hill, and we'd got this. We'd pulled up at the side of the road. I wanted to get a picture of it, but it was a little bit too far away. So I said to Angela, jump over that fence, because it was right, but there was like a gate, a cattle gate. I said, jump over there, go over, coax the sheep towards me. So off she trots over the...
Bearing in mind I'm from the coast.
She's from the coast, so she's never really met sheep before. So she goes over and she's walking up to the sheep, and all of a sudden it goes out of the field of view. It drops behind the crest of the hill and totally disappears. All of a sudden, she sort of gets up to the top of the crest of the hill, and then I see her turn round and start legging it back towards me.
Yeah.
And in the background, all along the top of this hill, there's this row of sheep come up, and they're stood in a line.
What have then got recruits?
And I've got the picture somewhere, and these sheep start running down the hill. I don't know whether the farmer was due to feed them or what, but she come running down the hill screaming, and
See what I put up with?
it was so funny. I nearly wet myself, nearly dropped my camera.
I thought you were going to say, because she didn't know much about sheep, she went up and went, moo, come here, moo.
I'm not that bad.
No, it was not that bad, but damn, that was funny.
Oh, dear.
It's funny for you.
Anyway, yeah, so Rob says I'd get the padded room ready. He's referring to my tooth and my conversion of it. Scale model vamp, Alf spaceship. Oh, God, I remember Alf.
Alf, that the wee dinosaur thing.
Yeah, thermonuclear Bobbington says madness. How dare you say madness when you're behind it? Scale model vamp lol, Rob B, the Fireblades, cool. Now that was a reference to one of you bike. One of your...
Oh, that was the big fire blade, yeah.
And then Angela says, woo. Yeah, she loves the bikes, and I know she likes that bike that Collins built, that big 1/6 one.
Yeah, with the lights and that's cool.
And then Terry drops in saying, hello, peeps. I can't do the Scottish accent, so I'm not going to try.
Come on, give it a go.
No, please don't.
What was that?
Please don't, she says.
Because she knows
No. Just don't even go there.
Can you do a cord blind me tumblers?
Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah.
No,
But I can't do the London accent without swearing.
I can tell one.
I have to put in the indicators like winkers.
Yeah.
Evening Smoo, hey Smoo, Scottle Mail Vamp. Model Maker Dave, David UK says, where's what? I think he means what's rooted to this. I think it's on about my tooth. All White Terry, David UK again. Rob Ditto. Love mixing my hand brushing with airbrushing, Scale Model Vamp says. And GB's Model Zone says evening. Now, that's not a name I've heard before, GB's Model Zone.
Bennett. Free sheet.
Free sheets.
Oh, right. So, Angela said good evening. Hi, John. A few more hellos there.
Chat's quite busy.
Yeah, GB's Model Zone. Bill Gallions now, again, love doing the rat lines and rigging. I haven't given that a go. Now, there is a little device that Airfix give you to help you with it, but I'm told it's a bit complicated. I've never tried it, so I don't know.
It'll be a bit like tying a fishing hook onto a fishing line, kind of.
Yeah. He goes on to say he makes his own sails out of linen and dope from or form TV kits. Won't swear it marks channel calling. When I did my commercial driver training, I dived on the Mary Rose before they raised it. Oh, I think when he says he dived on it, he actually went out and dived like underwater.
Yeah, he dove the wreck before they raised it.
Yeah, I've got a picture in my mind of somebody jumping off a ship onto the Mary Rose that's coming up.
Do you not get out much, Mark?
No, we did cover that. We covered that earlier in the show, actually.
Yeah, our love of cabin fever.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently I don't get out much either.
No, I think a lot of us don't. So I'm going to skip forward a bit. There's lots going on there. Lots of friendly banter and chat. Magnum PI, I spotted that one though. I like Magnum PI. I used to watch that all the time.
Yeah, God, man, Tom Selleck's moustache.
Yeah.
Sporting actor in Magnum, wasn't it?
Higgins. I used to like Higgins.
Yeah.
Who was the guy with the helicopter?
Oh, that was TC. Was it TC?
TC, yeah.
TC had the helicopter. And who was the fancy guy that always... Rick.
Rick, wasn't it? Or whatever his name was.
Rick. But always get stuff done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magnum. Loved it.
It's supposed to be remaking that.
I don't think, I can't. Have you seen that there's going to be, it's not going to be Higgins, it's going to be a woman. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but they're changing Higgins from a man to a woman.
Yeah.
And I think they're making a few other changes. It's going to be one of those things where if you're new to Magnum, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
If you're old school and you watch the original Magnum, I don't think you're going to like it that much.
It's a bit like Last of the Summer Wine when was it Compo passed away and they got somebody else out to play it and it was never the same.
No, it's very much like that.
Like anything, they'll try and make it very politically correct and it's going to change the whole aspect of it, isn't it?
Because it was very tongue-in-cheek, wasn't it? Aye.
Yeah. Mickle Pickle has just dropped in.
Mickle!
Says, hey, everyone.
Hello, Mickle. You all right, guys?
Just going to pop in, say hi. Might catch up with later.
Apologies, I'm eating a Chinese at the moment. Not that I'm going to try and make you hungry, but I've got crispy shredded beef and fried rice.
You've already made Angela hungry.
It's nice too. It's nice and spicy.
And that. Oh no, I can't do spicy anymore. I used to love spicy food.
Oh, it's not overly spicy because I can't take hot spice either. It's just a wee bit of chilli in it.
Oh no.
Chili and honey.
With that in mind, I've now got the section of the show where I bring out a few bargain kits that I've searched out on the internet. So if I can leave you two to chat amongst yourselves a minute.
Yeah, no worries, Mark. You do what you need to do, mate.
Because the camera, I've got to show a load of coal in the front.
Oh, have you got one of these old steam-powered hard drives, have you?
No, I've got a brand new one, but it's steam-powered memory on it.
Oh. Mm. I got myself a new kit. Well, not a new kit, it's an old kit. The Italieri Police Range Rover. Looks all right.
I've got that. I've not allowed it yet, though.
No.
Why are you not allowed it? You've been a bad boy.
No, it's for Christmas.
Ah.
On it.
Yeah, but I've got that. And what was the other one?
I don't know, you've forgotten. So
Yeah, I've forgotten.
You got a Night Rider, I know, did you know at some point?
That's not mine.
Not his,
That's not mine.
That's mine, but he's building it, and he better do a good job at it.
I got the best of two worlds. Angela buys kits, but she doesn't like building.
Yeah.
All right, and get straight to make them.
Yeah, I've got the Night Rider sat above my head on my shelf, ready to be built.
That's my awesome favourite ever.
If our daughter,
Mark was wicked.
if I hadn't have got my way, our daughter would have been called Kit.
That's all right.
Good
And
man.
Thank you.
she would have been named specifically after a fictitious car that can talk.
Well, if it's any consolation, my eldest son's name is Lex. I'll let you do the...
You won that war.
See, before my daughter was born, we didn't ken if it was a boy or a girl, eh? And we were thinking up names. And obviously, my last name's right, eh? And she says, oh, if it's a boy, we'll call him Luke. So she can't do that, because imagine her ribbon at school, eh? Luke right all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, look right. Oh dear. Right. I just need to pop to the
We'll
toilet.
just call him left. Left, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pointing down.
Yeah, John, coming to a sat nav near you from Tuesday.
Oh, bless him.
I like to buy unoriginal kits for him to do. Like to try patience.
Well, this is the trouble. There's so many what I call established kits out there that everyone seems to want to build and is building. I like the stuff that's a bit different
Yeah.
that no one else is doing.
I think one of the weirdest ones you did was a Zeppelin for your missus, eh?
Yeah, I did the Zeppelin, the Hindenburg, wasn't it?
Mhm.
And obviously you got Henry VIII. That's another different one. Yeah, you gotta just challenge yourself.
What's Fam saying it? He's got a new Kawasaki H2R, I've got that in my stash. And a Valine Crown Majesta Street Custom Kit. That'll be one of these American cars then, eh? 78 Ford 4x4 5-stone pickup truck. Cool.
Nice.
Vamp struggles because he's in South Africa because a lot of folk will no ship to him, eh? So if he's wanting paints and stuff, it's a bit of a bind.
Right, I am back. So then, this is the part where I look at a couple of kits that I've picked out, particularly for being cheap or whatever. Now, many of you know, I don't know if you guys have watched this part, but I always buy all my kits from Mike Jolly, MGR Models and Hobbies. He's been, both him and Leslie have been very good to me over the years. They've treated me really well. They've been very respectful. And this is just my way of saying thank you to them. I go into their site, pick out a few kits that I think are worthy of being seen. And if they, they generate a few sales, then, I'm happy. I don't get coerced in any way. I don't get told what to put on. I don't get paid in any way, shape or form. I just
get free coasters.
No. Oh, yeah, you get them when you...
I've got a pen because it's Scale Model Shop, isn't it? No, MGR. No, MGR Models, Hobbies and Accessories. That's it.
Yeah. So here we go. Now then, I've got to share the screen.
He does this in the hope that I see something I like. That's why he does it.
Screen share.
That way it doesn't come out of his pocket money, though, Ange.
He don't get pocket money, he just gets what he wants.
Share. Let's find the picture. Let me know when everyone can see that.
Yeah, can see it.
A new one.
Right.
I've got time for this.
Okay, so it's only really... we've got a few... armour is obviously the main thing of today. So we're going to start with this rather nice looking Tornado. It's the Gulf War version, Tornado GR1. It's 1/32 scale. It's 280 parts in it, 55.1 centimeters wide, and no, is that length 51 centimeters, and then width 44. Now I've built the Tornado, Revels Tornado. It's a lovely kit. This is just a different variation of that. Now this is due out in the 4th quarter of this year, so really any time now.
You want to change the camera?
You shouldn't be seeing that. You should be seeing.
Yeah. Your screen sharing, but you've got the camera locked on you.
Right. Okay. Let me just do. Is that better?
I can see it.
Yeah, he's not on present, is he?
Ah, right.
Oh, right. Hold on. Normally that comes up, that present, but it hasn't come up. Right. Apparently it's come up now. Are we good to go?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So 1/32 Panavia Tornado GR Mark 1 RAF Gulf War. The code for this is RV3892.
Oh, back to you again.
What's going on?
No, you're having
It doesn't normally do this.
See if you go into the wee box in your picture, Mark, on the right-hand side, there's a little downward-facing arrow.
Hold on a sec. So
where your picture is at the bottom of the screen, if you click on it, there's a downward-facing arrow. If you click that,
yeah,
it should have yourself everyone, and that locks it on you, mate. And then back to your screen sharing.
Right. There we go. Thanks, Terry. So the price of that registered retail price is normally $49.99. You can get this for $43.50, including UK Hermes delivery. So there we go. I'll leave that up just for a couple of seconds for those that didn't see it. It is a nice looking plane.
It's the Tornadoes the ones that always need the corrective nose piece because of the wrong shape or something?
I don't know. I've never had that trouble, but I mean, that's not something I've come across.
No, the fit, but I'm sure it's John that said something about there was a corrective nose piece or something on one of the kits.
Phantom.
Or it might be the Phantom. Aye.
Oh yeah, I mean I've got the Phantom, and that yeah, that needed something doing to the nose.
No, it's a Phantom. Aye, John's saying that's a cracking kit.
Yeah, I think with John he had the resin mould, didn't he? Of the
That's
collection.
right. It's a Phantom, I'm thinking of.
So is that going to move over now? This computer is so slow. There we go.
Computer says no.
And here we go. What do you know? Another Spitfire. So this is coming from Tamiya, whatever you want to call it in your part of the world. The number is 61119, and this is a 148 Spitfire Mark 1. And it's due in the first quarter of 2019. And the current, should you want to get this, registered price is normally $34.99, but you can get this if you pre-order now, $29.50, including UK Hermes delivery. And that's a Spitfire. Many of them have been made.
Do people not get bored of building Spitfires?
That is a topic for another show. Now, I wanted to give life colour kits a mention. There are many of these life colour kits. They do flesh sets such as this, but they also do Russian sets. They do panel line sets. There's a wide range of them. Each one comes with normally 6 pots in it, and they're about 22 mils each, and they're normally around the same price. So they normally retail for about $17.99. This one you're looking at now is £14.90 plus post. It's an old listing, so please do check before you sort of commit to it. The code for this is LCC. I don't know whether that's an S13 or 513. Scribbled my own writing. I didn't make much.
I thought it was CS13. I've got that set.
CS. Oh, it could be CS13. LC CS13. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. They are good.
Good set that. They're proper acrylics. They're not like the Tamiyas.
Yeah, I've got the green. It's called a green filter kit. They done, and the old wood kit.
I've got flesh, leather, and the stones one. They're really good.
Yeah, yeah, they are good. Now we move on to our first limited sale offer. This is a tack-on. It's their M3 Lee Early 135 scale. The code is TAK 02085. $47.99 normally. You can get that at the moment for $31.50. As with all limited sale offers, these run out very quickly. Should you see one of these that you're interested in, my advice would be to order it straight away, sell out at any point. The other night, and it was taken in the factory that builds them, well, or built them at the time, and it showed you them being put together with the cheesy English voice, or where it was an American voice. And then we've got this. I quite like this one now. I've never built one of these, but the code for this one is TAK 02051. It's a Tyran 4 IDF, which is Israeli Defense Force.
Really?
Medium tank. The old jungle's waking up. And it's $50.99 at registered retail price, but you can get that today for £34, and it's a limited sale offer. So lovely kit that. I don't know if that's got a full interior or not. I can't read that writing. I should point out that these kits probably are available at E-Models as well. Another store in the UK that's very good. I buy some stuff from there occasionally. And then we move on to this. Right, this is actually the last one of the evening. I don't even know where to begin with this. Right, so this is a pre-order. So it's for November, December. It's coming out November, December of this year. Now, bear in mind, this can change. The code is TAK, T-A-K, 02108. It's a 135th kit, and it's a Fry's Cran 16T, which I'm guessing is tons. Strabo Cran. I'm not sure that's not the right pronunciation.
It's better than I can say it, mate.
Strabo Cran.
Yeah, Strabo Cran.
1943, 1944. It's a production line, and it's combined with a Panther tank with full interior. Now, this is quite a good offer. It's normally £100, £99.99, but you can pre-order that now for £82.50, and that will include Hermes delivery.
What's really good about that, Vincent was going on about it, up until now, you could only get that crane, which folds down flat and you can tow it along, in resin. Now it's in plastic. If you've got a tank with interior, you can actually display it with a crane lifting the turret off instead of having to do it in a separate perspex shelf.
Yeah.
So go off all your interior and everything on it.
So that concludes the...
Click your wee stop button at the top, Mark. You're still screen sharing.
Yeah, it'll take a couple of seconds before it feeds through. I've already...
Your computer's giving no.
Yeah.
Mine was earlier. I was uploading a video to YouTube, and it was an absolute nightmare.
So that really brings everything neatly to an end. The show isn't, we never really run that long. Didn't get much in the way of building done tonight, but it swings and roundabouts. Some weeks there's more building. Other weeks when we've got guests in, it's nice to have a little chat and catch up with everything that's going on and show off what we've been building. So, no, we don't want to bore people too much. And I would like to extend my thanks to both Colin and Terry for being great guests on tonight.
No bother, mate.
Yeah, brilliant having you on, and look forward to the future.
Absolutely. Whenever, if you fancy having us on any time, just chuck us a link, Mark.
Yeah, well, I mean, anyone's welcome. I don't have a blocked sort of hangout as a rule. As long as people, anyone in the group, and this is anyone that's part of Sprue Surgery, if they want to come into a live hangout or offline hangout, all they need to do is just drop me a message and let me know so that I can make sure that I'm ready for them or whatever. And so I don't, but many people are shy of coming on, and it's understandable. I don't, it's quite a nervous thing to do when you haven't done it before.
Oh, I'm really shy.
Yeah, it's a difficult obstacle. I mean,
He's cracking jokes again.
You know, I was very reluctant at the beginning to do it, but now it's second nature. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first started doing the tutorials and the reviews of the kits, I wouldn't do them while there were people in the house, because I just felt such a complete tit sitting there talking to myself.
Yeah.
And once you get over that, you're fine. And even now, it can it's just funny.
It's supposed to be a sign of genius if you sit and talk to yourself.
So it's a sign of genius or something.
Well, that's my excuse, because Colin says every time I'm building something, it's like, right, I've stuck that bit onto that bit, right, I'm sanding that bit, and Colin gets a running commentary when I'm building something.
I'm at the age now where I lose arguments to myself.
That's bad. Although I do what Terry does. I often chunter away to myself.
Yeah.
You know, I'll say what I'm doing.
Yeah, Terry narrates his build to me as he's building, which is quite funny.
I will say I'm not quite as bad as Terry.
Yeah, I tend to fall off my chair and get my own head stuck under my own cupboard. That sort of thing is what.
And that actually happened. He's not just.
No, it happened on a hangout. Oh no, I was doing a video upload.
Your seat broke and you went. Your seat broke and you went through the door in a hangout. That was funny.
Yeah.
I've fallen asleep giving a review before. I think I told you about this the other night. I've actually fallen asleep while giving a live review. Yeah.
You didn't rate the kit much then.
Sorry?
I take it you didn't rate the kit much. It was like, yeah.
No, the kit was fine. It's just, I don't know whether, because you both suffer from insomnia as well. Do you not get like micro sleeps?
Oh, yeah. Power nap. You just
out of nowhere, you're just gone for like split seconds.
No, I get smooth sleeps. It takes me ages to get to sleep. Then I'll get to sleep, and then I'll sleep for 28 hours, and I'll not get up for a pee, and I'll lose days.
Wow. No, I've never done that.
Yeah, anything more than 5 hours, and I begin not to be able to move, so I have to get up.
Yeah, you're like me then, Colin. Yeah, anything more than a few hours, and my bones go so sore and so.
Normally free maximum 4 hours. The pain will wake me up, and I've got to physically get up and.
Yeah. Oh man, I know that feeling.
Get me sticks and start moving around, because it's like pressure points in it. You just can't bear to lay any longer, and then you can't sit, you can't stand.
The worst I ever had it was when I went in and I had to have my heart surgery. And anyone that's had heart surgery will tell you have to lay on your back.
Yeah.
Now, going into the heart surgery, he told me half an hour maximum. That's what he told me. So, because he asked about my back, and I asked him how long. He said half an hour. Fine. I said I'd be okay for that. I was there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Towards the end, in the last hour, I was in quite a state. I was in extreme agony. And he kept saying, don't move. And he basically told me, if you move, you'll die.
Yeah.
Because he'd got the bit of kit or whatever was in the heart at the time. And I was in so much pain. And when you reach that level where you're actively thinking, I'm going to move in a minute, I don't care, I'll take the risk.
Yeah.
It's that was the worst I've ever experienced it. So it's not very pleasant, but you get through. You do what you
sleeps is the order of the day. But the trouble I find is you end up on continual autopilot, because you're just trudging around in this semi-sleep state.
Yeah. Although I nearly drove my mobility scooter into the canal. When was that?
Yes.
That was yesterday, was it?
Yeah.
Angela was
Hit a
in.
lamppost.
Oh, hit a lamppost. That was it. Yeah. Just fell asleep.
So you'll not be wanting to stick a Busa engine in it then?
No,
Definitely not.
no, definitely not.
Because Colin was thinking about doing that with one of these stair lift things, but we've just got the imagination that he starts up the engine, gives it a rev, and at the top of the stairs on the wall, there's just this big outline there.
I reckon I can have it fire me up my staircase in milliseconds, you know.
Yeah.
If my cheeks aren't rattling with the G-force as I'm going up,
Yeah.
it's not fast enough.
We haven't got they wouldn't put in one of them stair lifts for us because of our stairs.
Yeah.
So they've put a.
Bloody lift.
I don't think you can see it.
Oh, you've got an elevator. You've got an elevator, haven't you?
Yeah, I got an elevator in. Oh man! And the first one we had put in, because this is the second one. So the first one we had put in, it had faulty wiring on it.
Yeah.
And you'd be lying there at night, and then 3 o'clock in the morning, all the lights had come on it, and it had got like ceiling lights and panel lights, and it was like a scene out of Close Encounters of a Third Kind.
Yeah.
And it would start going down.
Oh dear.
And Angela would think, oh, he's going downstairs, and then she'd look over, and I'm lying there asleep.
Yeah. Okay.
Automatic reset.
So, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it used to do that often. Another time I was going down in it, I got halfway down and the door opened. I'm sat in a wheelchair at the time because it was one of those days I couldn't walk. And I'm sat in the wheelchair and the door opened, and it was an absolute nightmare. And the name of the company that put that in, the name of the lift was Pollock.
Yeah.
All right.
Pollock. That was the name of the company.
Yeah.
They were an Irish company. Before that, the day they came to take that out, I got a waterproof marker and added an extension on the B.
That's shocking.
Yeah, I know. But there you go. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to wrap up there. Thank you to my guests. Thanks to everyone for stopping by and watching. Look forward to seeing you all again. Until then, goodbye.
See you later.